Hello, 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 hello. Good morning. Um, Here we are this morning, and what a beautiful day. I'm in Calgary, and Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and it is snowing like crazy. It's one of those spring snowstorms that we get, and it won't last, but it's really been coming down for the whole day. Kind of neat. So, good morning. So, what I'm going to talk about today is meditation. Um, you know, have any of you ever resisted meditation? I have. So I guess I'll just talk about my resistance. I had a lot of resistance to meditation. It was one of those subjects, one of those things I used to say, well, yeah, meditation's really good. Yes, it's a great thing. But I had so much trouble sitting and to just, you know, and I guess the part of the reason was that my mind expected something, was really looking for something from meditation, and 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 it like immediately, and I didn't kind of get it. I didn't understand what was happening. That it was a process. That sitting, to meditate, we, you know, it was one of those things where I couldn't judge whether I was doing it right. I couldn't say, well, yes, I'm a good meditator. So it was hard for me because everything was from my mind. I was, always judging and looking for what was in it for me. And meditation was like, that seems like I just couldn't kind of fix myself there. And the other thing was that it was difficult, and my ego doesn't like difficult things. So why was it difficult? Because it was this mind, thoughts were always coming, so to sit quietly was difficult for me. So I had a lot of resistance for a lot of years, even years on what I'll call the spiritual path. uh, I resisted meditation. Now, in the 12-step program, it speaks a number of times about meditation, and it's interesting that sometimes people in the program will say, "Oh, yeah, but they didn't mean sitting; they meant contemplating." And what the hell's the difference between meditation and contemplation? I mean, either way, we're sitting, and or we're in a quiet space, but sometimes there's been some resistance. Even I've heard them in meetings that, oh yeah, they didn't mean like you know meditation in the same way, and but I encourage you that it's clearly a part of the path, uh, on this path of awakening. And I use the term awakening not lightly. I the possibility to awaken beyond your thoughts is there. And then when we're beyond our thoughts, we're in this space of no thinking, of no attachment, of no identity. And in that space of no attachment or identity is our full potential, our amazing possibilities. And meditation is part of the path to get there. So, who'd like to live in our full potential? What would that mean? But if we're not controlling or trying to control everything with our thoughts. So, what happens in meditation is we become aware of our thoughts, right? We become aware that we're not our thoughts, that God knows where the thoughts come from. It's okay to not know. I have a very busy mind, and it rambles along all by itself. And the beautiful thing is I've mostly learned not to pay attention to it. It's just like, oh, whatever. And there's a difference between an intuitive thought, like, oh, and my thoughts that come from my troubled mind. Um, I don't think that unusual from a lot of people, that my mind was quite troubled by um, this idea that something was wrong or something was missing or something I was going to lose something, or all kind of fear-based, self selfish or self-centered fears, and so I couldn't really trust that mind that was based on self-centered fears, and I had to somehow figure out how to get beyond that mind. And for me, it was quite a path, and a combination of a whole lot of things led to the awakening that, oh my God, I'm not my thoughts. And then beyond that to, I'm not my body, and I'm not my story, and I'm not all the things I identified with, and just to let all of that fall away into, what the full potential is in each moment, and to not know, to be able to live in the not knowing. Wow, it's beautiful. So meditation plays a big part in that. I really encourage you to practice, on a daily basis. And we're going to do our little reading here that I do every day from this book, the 24-hour day book. But after that, we'll do a short meditation. Okay, I've been doing one every day. And if you're interested in learning more about meditation, let me know. Make some kind of a comment that would be of interest to you, and I'll do some more meditations, and maybe, yeah. The other thing is that I mentioned the other day that I'm thinking about doing a short residential weekend, like a 3-day or 4-day weekend that's focused just on the teachings in the big book, and so it would be like a study group, but pretty intense. So my feeling is that we'd be doing like really literally 8 or so, or 10 hours each day for 3 days of just going deep into, with a discussion on each step, and really living into that book. And I think that many of us wanted to do that, and because we're busy with our mind's thoughts of what we should be doing, we've missed it. So just a total getaway. And if you're interested in that, let me know. Just say something like make a post or make a comment on this. That's it. So we're going to read. Excuse my coughing. Got a guy the other day made a comment. He said, I love your message. Please don't cough into the mic." Okay. I'll try not to. Um, what is the date? My gosh. I think it must be about the 17th or the 18th, or it's the 18th. Okay. Here we go. The 18th of April. 22nd, 23rd. There we go. So we're reading from this little book called the 24-hour day book. And then we're going to have a short meditation afterwards, all right? So, April 18th, thought for the day, from this little book, written in 1954, this book. It says, I look back over my drinking career. I've learned that I took out of life. I have learned that I took out of life what I put into it. When I put drinking into my life, did I take out a lot of bad things? Hospitals, the DTs, jails for drunken driving, loss of job, loss of home and wife and children. So the results of living deep in the addiction he's talking about were not the desirable, certainly way below our full potential, right? When I put drinking into my life, was I almost everything I took out bad? Yes. Meditation for the day. He said, I should strive. Let's take out the should. I strive for a friendliness and helpfulness that will affect all who come near me. I try to see something to love in them. I welcome them, bestow little courtesies and understandings on them, and help them if they ask for help. I send no one away without a word of cheer, a feeling I really care about him. God may have put the impulse in some desperate mind to come to me. I must not fail God by repulsing that person. He may have deep needs that he will not express to me unless he is sure of a warm response. I like that. I often say that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So And that's basically what he's saying. We're showing caring and love, and love opens the door. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may warmly welcome all who come to me for help. I pray that I may feel, I that I may make them feel that I really care. Yes, caring is the deal. Listening is loving. Okay, you guys, we're gonna have a short meditation. Love it if you join us for just a few minutes. Literally, okay, 3 or 4 minutes. Surely you can do that. I remember that one time I had a lovely friend that kind of helped me and tutored me in meditation, and it was back before cell phones, and she would set a little timer, a little clock, and for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then she got it up to 5 minutes, but so I didn't have to worry about time. I would just sit, and then you know was more able to kind of drop in when I wasn't thinking about time. How long have I been here? How long have I been sitting? That kind of because that would often, yeah, be part of what would keep me from really dropping in. So you can do that right now. You don't have to worry about time. Promise you, we won't be sitting any more than 3 or 4 minutes. So let's close our eyes. We're going to drop into meditation. Why meditation? Because meditation is one of the roads, part of the road to go beyond thought, beyond the concerns or even the made up fears of the moment, the made up anger, the stories we have about each other. We just move past all of that. I'm just going to leave it all behind just for a minute. Just drop it right here. No thoughts of tomorrow or what's next. Just be here now. Become aware of our breath, conscious of our breath. Experience your body right now, this beautiful vehicle that we live in, that we get to inhabit in some way. Here we are right here, the undefinable. The not knowing, the unknowable. All the answers, all the greatness, all the possibilities are in this moment. Just feel your shoulders relax. If there are any sounds, just include them. If thoughts come, just release them. Come back to our breath. In this moment, there's nothing to get, nothing to understand. Just feel the stillness, the oneness, the expansion of this moment. No time, no space, just here. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you enjoy these meditations, I have a few on my YouTube channel. You can go there and just sit with me there. Thank you. Love you. Have a beautiful day.